Time for an update, I think, everybody. A progress report, if you like, on the 4 key initiatives that we identified at the Q&A session back in March. How have they progressed? Well, the first of those 4 initiatives was the season ticket sale picture. How many season tickets have we now sold for the upcoming season? Well, as at the beginning of this week, that figure stood at a smidge short of 1,050, which is a pretty good figure. We had a very strong end to the early bird phase, so the period after the last home match of the season against Maidstone to the end date of the early bird period, the 29th of April. That week we sold just over 180 season tickets, which was great news. And then, of course, we extended the early bird period by a week, largely due to the continued presence of those fabulous poster sites across the borough, which were secured by U's fan Phil Tattersall. As a consequence of that extra week, we sold another 50 season tickets at that point before those sites came down on that weekend of the 6th of May. Since then, it's obviously been a bit quieter, as one would expect. It's the close season and people are now not thinking football in quite the same way. But of course, it's all going to come rapidly upon us very soon. It's been a very, very busy summer, as I'll allude to in a moment. But we've got the players coming back to training next week. Already. Next Thursday they come back to training, and then we have the eagerly anticipated fixtures coming out. The National League fixture list comes out on Wednesday the 3rd of July. Hot on the heels of that will be the first pre-season friendly. We have a whole raft of pre-season friendlies, as everyone knows, and then we've got the last 2 before this season begins in earnest on Saturday the 3rd of August, and we'll await to see who we get as our first game. So plenty of opportunities to renew and buy season tickets still. As I said, the figure's on 1,050, some way short of the 1,400 target that we set ourselves, but plenty of time still to address that. Don't forget the prices, just £169 for the whole season for adults, £149 for concessions, an amazing £30 for 11 to 18 year olds, and totally free for 10 years and under. By my limited maths, and I'm not a great mathematician, that works out at just over £7 a game if you come to all home league games over the season for all 19 to 59 year olds. And if you come to them all, I reckon that is 13 free games throughout the season, which is pretty outstanding value when you compare it to our peers in our division and indeed the division below. £20 cheaper for concessions, and obviously brilliant value for teenagers and for 10 years and below, as we look to appeal to the fans of tomorrow to come and support the U's. Don't forget, also entitles you to entry to the 2 home friendlies and gives you priority should we be fortunate enough to progress in the FA Cup and pull another plum draw. You never know. So that's the first initiative. Still work to be done there, but well on the way, which is all very pleasing. SuttonUnited.net/season-tickets gives you all the information you need to renew or buy. So tell your friends, make sure they come along and wear that amber and chocolate. The second initiative was to increase the shareholders, the number of shareholders in the club. You may remember that at that Q&A session, we talked long and hard about how Sutton United is a fans-owned club. And one of the best ways of demonstrating that is to own a part of it. And we went on a bit of a campaign to suggest that we wanted to sell somewhere in the region of 800 individual £50 shares in the period immediately after that Q&A session. And I'm happy to announce that at this point in time, we actually sold just short of 500 of that 800 target, which is excellent, 494 to be precise. But we still got 300 or so available, which Dave Fairbrother will be delighted to hear from you. If you want to own a part of your club, Dave F at SuttonUnited.net, a really important part of the fundraising initiative, and to increase the number of shareholders from the figure of below 200 at that time to make it more commensurate with the fan base that we've got supporting our excellent club. The third initiative that we spoke about that evening was more of a shout out for help for volunteers to assist with all sorts of things going on at the club. But particularly with regards to strengthening the structure of the club at board level 2. Now, thank you to everybody who has responded to this plea. We've spoken to a lot of people over the course of the last 3 months. At whatever level you wish to get involved at the club, it's always great to hear from you, to hear from people wanting to volunteer for help. It could be helping with repairs and decorating. It could be on the sales and marketing front. It might be on the digital, social media and online area. It might be to help SUFC TV, your wonderful TV channel. It could be to help on match days in the office. Whatever it may be, there's a plethora of tasks as a volunteer-led club that we're always happy to hear from you. So thanks to those who have responded. Please also let Dave know if you can spare some time. But we also have been eager to recognise that we also needed to look at board level and ensure that we were progressing in the right way there, that we were evolving in a way that was commensurate with our league standing and our ambitions going forward. So to that end, we were hoping to attract diverse and different skill sets and support to enable us to address the multitude of tasks and challenges that we face as a whole football club, a community football club, at this exciting stage of our development. Now, in 2 weeks' time, we have a board meeting, and having spoken to several people over the course of the last few months, we are hoping to be able to announce how we're going to supplement the board composition and add to that strength and structure of the club to enable us all to go forward stronger and better together. So watch out for any announcements on that front shortly after that board meeting in a couple of weeks' time. And then the fourth initiative that we discussed was to launch what we called at the time an amber ticket draw. And we have met with a couple of representatives from the football club over the course of the last few weeks who have put their head above the parapet and volunteered to run the draw on our behalf. So thank you to both Admirable Jason Reynolds and Sohail Sahar, who many of you will know, for putting themselves in the limelight and actually volunteering to run this draw. And it is going to be beautifully simple in concept. So much so that we're going to actually brand it the Amber 500 draw. Why? Because there are going to be a maximum of 500 tickets available in this draw. Each ticket will cost £100, whether bought as an individual or as part of a syndicate. And the prize fund emanating from the draw will equate to 20% of the funds raised. So, if, as we hope and expect, we sell all 500 tickets in the draw, that will raise £50,000 for the club, of which £10,000 will be put towards the cash prize fund. 3 cash prizes of £7,000, £2,000 and £1,000 respectively. There will additionally be 3 non-cash, money can't buy prizes, which will be unveiled after the launch date, which is expected to be in the 3rd week of July. Now, we want as many people as possible to be part of the 500. It's a really important fundraising initiative for us, and it's been established in order to help us to pay for the very expensive travel costs that we incur in the National League. The idea is that the money raised from the scheme will enable us to go to the likes of Notts County, Stockport, Chorley, Barrow, Fylde, Harrogate, et al., and compete well, having prepared exceedingly well for those journeys. So a really important initiative that I hope everyone will wish to join in on. So watch out for that. It's going to be launched in the 3rd week of July. Jason and Sohail are leading it. It's going to be a lot of fun. The idea is that we draw the winner at the home game at Christmas, whether it be on Boxing Day or on New Year's Day. And we'll wait and see what the fixtures actually release for us there. But the idea is that that's when the draw will be held. So from July, the end of July through to December, our target is to sell 500 tickets, and we want everyone to play their part. It's going to be a lot of fun. T's and C's and the actual ticket itself is being mocked up at the minute, so it won't be long before you get to hear about that, and I'm sure SUFC TV will be heavily involved in that whole process too. So that's an update on the 4 initiatives that we discussed. Some good progress being made there, and I would just like to reinforce how important those initiatives are to the club. The idea is that through all the volunteering and the fundraising through shares and season ticket sales, and obviously the increasing board membership and this Amber 500 draw, that we are raising the kind of level of income, and therefore the expenditure that we're going to be having to make at this level of football to ensure that Matt Gray has the playing budget required to ensure that we continue to compete at the top level of non-league that we've enjoyed in the last 3 years, and we all want to progress and continue to happen going forward. And what else is happening? Just a few snippets, if I may, for you. When you come back down to Gander Green Lane, you'll notice that there is now a newly reinforced pitch perimeter fence, looking very lovely. That has obviously been established to enable in the National League freestanding again, and also will facilitate an improvement in our overall ground capacity. There have been lots of exchanges which we, fingers crossed, hope, and we're just waiting for final confirmation now, that the green light will hopefully be pushed to enable our much-awaited pavilion to be built, which will obviously greatly improve the whole facility down at Gander Green Lane. More news on that shortly too. Sorry we can't be more precise about any dates there, but there won't be any disruption to the operation of the ground at that time, because it's a modular build and obviously everything has been set up in that regard. We're just waiting for the final dates when that can actually take place. Lots of other stuff going on as well, continued development and growth of the academy, exciting news in that particular area. We're hoping to revamp our website and make it much more easy to navigate and more intuitive, user-friendly. That's all coming down the pipeline. But of course, what we all really want to do is get back and watch football again and find out what's going on the pitch and with our squad. Delighted to see that we've got 2 new dates to put in the diary. Those of you who don't know it, we've got Monday the 15th of July at 7:30 p.m. We are going to be running in the NBA Lounge our Meet the Manager and Chairman evening again, so an opportunity for everyone to come along and listen to, ask questions of, and chat to afterwards, Manager Matt Gray and of course your Chairman Bruce Elliott. So that should be a lot of fun, and we hope that the NBA Lounge will be packed for that event. And then the following Monday the 22nd of July in the morning, between 10:15 and 12:45, great initiative from our manager. Matt has invited all fans to come along and be part of an open day at the club, watch the team train in that morning, and then spend some time again chatting in a more informal environment with the players and with the management staff as well. Great initiative, and hopefully one that will enable everyone to that is able to come along to find out a lot more about the plans for the coming season and get to know everybody a lot more than perhaps they've been able to so far. It's been a hugely busy summer. I know Matt has been meticulously planning the pre-season schedule, both in terms of the training schedule as well as the pre-season friendlies that we're all going to be playing. He's bursting at the seams to get going. Can't wait for the players to come back into training next week and get cracking with his ideas and his vision about the way in which he wants the team to play. He's delighted with the 3 new signings that he's made. That's David Ajiboye, Omar Bouguil, and of course John Barden, who was a player who Matt himself brought to the club in the new year and impressed at the back end of last season, who put pen to paper this week. And I also know that Matt will be keen to ensure that all developments in the squad will be communicated over the course of the next few weeks as the players have come back and the season commences and progresses. Really exciting times at your club. Looking forward to catching up with you all very soon.